Whether it's high art or beautiful trash, the AV Club explores the best of film, TV, music, books, and games. Inventory is our obsessively specific pop culture list.
Welcome to Inventory. Today we're here to talk about horrible aging makeup. When you see a film that a character ages past their actual age, and it just doesn't quite look right. It has kind of an uncanny effect. I want to start off by talking about James Dean and Giant. Giant is George Stevens' classic film. Spans several generations of a couple different families in the boom years of the Texas oil industry. And everyone ages over the course of it. Rock Hudson and Elizabeth Taylor look pretty convincing. It's not the most convincing makeup job, but it's okay. James Dean doesn't.
What is it?
A tight hairline and kind of a sleazy mustache and his gray hair and wrinkles. It just looks kind of wrong.
Well, it seems like he probably could have taken a few of those things away.
I think it may be partly because James Dean is such an icon of youth and rebellious youth, and we never actually got to see him age because he died a year before this film was even released. It doesn't really detract from the quality of the film or his performance, both of which are really quite good.
It's here. And there ain't a dang thing you gonna do about it.
But when you see the film, it's kind of hard not to be distracted by it.
You know what you can do?
So Giant's a film where really it's only one character whose makeup kind of seems out of place. You want to talk about one where there's several characters.
Right, and it's actually several timelines too. Back to the Future 2, it got a lot of things right in its vision of our future, the hoverboards, the flying cars, the fact that all of our most important communication is done via fax, stuff like that.
Our laces, all right.
However, its otherwise impeccable depiction of the future was hampered by the very 1989 problem of clunky prosthetics, and even worse, it had 3 separate timelines with which to ruin its actors' faces.
Nobody!
If you're talking about who suffered the most in the makeup chair, it would have to be Thomas F. Wilson as Biff. You had the schlubby Biff in the original 1985, the wrinkled Biff in 2015, and then again the schlubby Biff in the alternate 1985.
Start talking, kid. What else you know about that book?
But the person who looks the worst would have to be Leah Thompson. To her credit and the movie's detriment, she actually gives her character the campy performance that it deserves, because she's got this sort of like whatever happened to Baby Jane fright makeup going on when she's a grandmother.
I can't let him think I'm chicken.
You're right.
And then in the alternate 1985, she's saddled with perhaps the fakest pair of fake boobs ever committed to cinema.
You're so big.
She was in middle-aged makeup for the first film, and it didn't look that bad.
Yeah, maybe it's the harsh light of 2015 or something.
You were the one who wanted me to get these things.
So Scott, you also have a film that's a sort of garish, hellish vision of the future, right?
I do. Keith's movie, took place over the course of a few decades. Yours jumps back and forth in time. My film, Bicentennial Man, takes place over the course of a couple of centuries. Robin Williams stars as a sentimental robot who lives for 200 years, a bicentennial man, if you will. Over the course of that period, he has to say goodbye to his master and his master's children and his master's children's children.
Lloyd!
And every time he has to say goodbye, there is inevitably some sort of a deathbed scene where somebody is plastered in old age makeup.
I'm dying, Andrew.
We're treated to the ghoulish old faces of Beth Davids, Oliver Platt, and Sam Neill as various incarnations of these characters just keep kind of popping up. That's a lot of generations that have to die out, and this movie seems to document it almost in real time over the course of 200 years. The great arc in Bicentennial Man concerns Williams' long journey into someone who wonders why humans cry.
It's cruel that you can cry and I cannot.
To someone who becomes mortal, can finally, for the love of God, die himself.
I am the proud owner of a central nervous system.
You can feel.
Oh, yes.
But before he dies, he's absolutely just caked in old age makeup. He looks terrible.
I would rather die a man than live for all eternity as a machine.
I think Oliver Platt may be the winner of the worst makeup in the movie. Because
he's already got jowls. Like, why do they
that's
need
the
to
thing.
add more jowls?
Yeah, exactly. They put more on there.
Welcome to the human condition.
So Keith, I mean, do you know of any examples of good aging makeup?
Yeah, Little Big Man, which begins and ends with Dustin Hoffman as a 100-year-old plus man. I always kind of wonder why they didn't just remember how they did that and do it again.
You almost get a sense that makeup artists are given this opportunity. It's like, hot damn, I get to put old age makeup on, and they go over the top. They put too much on.
For more examples of horrible aging makeup, visit us online at avclub.com.